The argument that all of the multimillionaires and billionaires would just leave the country, there just doesn't seem to be the basis for it. Well, the Green MPs have come to the Treasury today to call on the Chancellor Rachel Reeves to rebalance the economy, because the decisions that she's making is putting responsibility on the backs of the disabled, on the poorest in society, those who can least afford to pay. Whereas if she tax on your wealth above £10 million, so your first £10 million is free, that has the potential to raise £24 billion a year. That's nearly 5 times the amount that would be raised from the proposed welfare cuts on disabled people. So it's really clear that this is a political decision. The Chancellor could choose differently if she wanted to. That's why we're here today. The Greens have a plan to combat capital flight. It's worth saying, first of all, that both the Green Party's estimates that were in our manifesto before the election and Patriotic Millionaires' estimates for how much a wealth tax would raise does include a Conservative estimate of some people making decisions about where they live following that tax coming in. So we are already accounting for that. That said, there's lots of evidence that shows that it would not affect the decisions for the majority of people. Multimillionaires and billionaires choose where they live for a variety of reasons. They don't make decisions purely on financial basis. They choose where they live because of where their family is, where their business is based, because they appreciate British culture. They appreciate the theatre district, for example, or the art galleries, and they want to stay in the UK. There's been polling that has shown that, and we've heard anecdotally from a number of members of the Patriotic Millionaires of having spoken to their peers. The argument that all of the multimillionaires and billionaires would just leave the country, there just doesn't seem to be the basis for it. This is a policy that the Labour government has repeatedly, before and since the general election, ruled out as being a possibility, and that's why us Greens are here today at the Treasury to say, please, think again, rebalance our economy for good to change people's lives for the better. We know that the Conservatives' ideology of austerity has failed, and I do not understand why a Labour government are following them down that same path when the evidence has shown the harm it's had over the last 15 years. People voted for Labour because they thought they were going to get change, but it's becoming increasingly obvious day by day that we are not going to get the change we hope for from this Labour government.